शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। Can I make it? ठीक है. Is the mic all right? थोड़ा कम है ना? Is it all right? हमको ऐसा महसूस होता है कम है. माइक हाँ थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा करना. हम लोग बुजुर्ग हो रहे हैं जी. Is it all right? थोड़ा ज़्यादा. Is it all right? ठीक है जी. हाँ. हरिओम जी, हरिओम जी, हरिओम जी. So the topic is if Chaitana Ishvara, if the conscious Brahman is the Jagat Karanam, then the question comes, somebody can ask a question, why not the inert? Why can't we take the inert universe is born of the inert? Why not we say the inert universe is inert? Why can't we simply say the source also could be inert, as the scientists always assume? In answer to that we say, no, it is Chetanam because the source which appears the universe, or the source which created the universe, first thought and created. Is it all right? Something wrong? There is something wrong. It's not, there is no sound.
Maybe it is not coming to the speaker at all. See if this switch has been, the switch is supposed to be.
Is it all right now? थोड़ा ही गड़बड़ है जी. हाँ? Why don't you come? Is it all right? नहीं, कुछ friction. Is it all right? ना. हाँ थोड़ा एडजस्ट कीजिए. अभी ठीक है? अभी ठीक नहीं है. Something गड़बड़. Is it all right? Now, yesterday it was all right. In between, some people might have come and there is a problem. They must be using the same thing. They do all that. Is it all right now? No. ठीक है? If we make it less then. If it is too sharp. अभी ठीक है? अभी ठीक है? हाँ ठीक है बोलते हैं जी. ऐसे ठीक है, ऐसे ठीक है. Something is better than nothing kind of teak.
Movie based.
ठीक है जी. We'll manage it, and then anyway we are going to have a vacation. Let them face the music. Because they spoiled it. स्वयं भुगतने दो. So, if the source is the conscious, then the scientists or some other schools can always say, why can't the inert be the source of the inert? For which the answer is no. The source when it created, so the aikshata, meaning, ikshater nashabdam. That logic was given. The source when it created, it thought and created. Thought is possible only in the conscious being, not in the matter. Matter can't think and do something. The milk doesn't think and become curd. The clay doesn't think and become the pot. There is somebody who is conscious who converts clay into pot. Therefore, any intelligent creation is done only by the conscious being. So the Shruti never accepts the source of matter as another kind of matter. This Shruti says the source of the five elements is a conscious being, whom we call Parameshvara. The truth, the Sat, the Atma, doesn't matter. One logic is why is it alright, the mic? Not good. Oh, boy. Even I am not really enjoying it. There is something gadabad. इसमें देखना, इसमें गड़बड़ी होगा. You can, आप इधर आइए, इसको just make it अच्छी तरह से. Is it all right now? अभी इधर गड़बड़ था. प्रॉब्लम तो नजदीक था, हम दूर समाधान ढूंढ रहे हैं जी. Is it all right? Come. Make it less. Is it all right?
Yes.
वाह, शास्त्र की जरूरत है जी. जब समस्या अंदर है, बाहर ढूंढने से क्या फायदा. देखो, it all right now it is okay. ठीक है? Perfectly all right? Oh, great. Not काम चलाओ all right?
No.
Great. अब आराम से बैठिए. Now, one logic. I told you in the previous classes, logic, you can't close your eyes to logic. Logic is a pointer to the truth. It's not an ordinary thing. Right logic straight away points to the truth. If the Shruti says the source of thought and created, definitely thought can take place only in the conscious being. Therefore, the source has to be Chetanam. This we have seen. The second logic that we are seeing now is, the Shruti also says the source happens to be Anandam. It is peaceful. And peace is not a quality of matter. Peace is not experienced by matter. We don't say the pot is peaceful, the mountain is peaceful. It may be still, it's not a mobile, but it doesn't experience its own existence. A mountain doesn't experience its own existence. How can it experience a Shanti, peace? And therefore, the source of the universe cannot be matter. Why? The source of the universe happens to be Anandam. And Anandam is felt only in the subject. Only the observer, we, the conscious being, feels the dukkham as well as sukham, Anandam. If peace is the nature of the truth, then that truth has to be a conscious being. If Anandam is the nature of the truth, then the truth can't be inert. It has to be a conscious being, because Anandam cannot be an attribute, cannot be a property, a quality of matter. Even though some people say, oh, I see the mountains are peaceful, the trees are peaceful, that's all poetry, that's not scientific fact. जब आपको कुछ काम होता नहीं, then you become a poet. अगर रोटी कमाना होता है, your poetry will go for a 6. Yes, where is your poetry? ऑफिस जाके काम करना होता है, रोटी कमा के शाम को आना पड़ता है, तब पोइट्री नहीं मिलता है. Therefore, all the money that they took away from England, all the money that the English people took away from India made them sit in beautiful gardens and write poetry. Our gold helped them to write poetry. If you have to earn bread, then you will understand. Anyway, there is no such a thing. The mountains are peaceful. The mountains are inert. The disturbance and peace is experienced by conscious being. Therefore, if truth is, if Bhagavan is Anandam, then he has to be Chaitanam. Itna hi pakad lijiye. This particular connection will make you a good thinker in life. If truth is Anandam, then it has to be Chetanam. If it is Chetanam, it cannot be away from my heart. It cannot be away from us. Because we don't come across anything Chetanam around. Everything that we see is inert. And therefore, if there is Chetanam, it has to be the subject. And therefore, this is the point that is being made in this particular thing, Anandamayadhikaranam. Anandamayadhikaranam is a topic. It's meant to tell that the source of the universe is Chetanam, because it is also Anandam. Now we will read the first sutra. Anandamayaha Abhyasat Anandamayaha Abhyasat. Now we have two words, Anandam and Anandamayaha. Truth cannot be a modification of peace. Truth is Shanti. Like when you see Ganga Jalam flowing, we don't call it is a modification of water, it is water. It is water. Supposing there is a snow, and it is a solidified water. Peace is not the result of any modification. Peace is not the result of change. It is not that something can change and become Shanti. There is no evidence. If an object changes, it becomes another object. An object, when it changes, it doesn't become a non-object, it remains an object. When a plant changes, it is still an object, it becomes a bigger plant, that's all. If the milk changes, it becomes curd, it doesn't become something else, a non-object. An object cannot change and become non-object. An object cannot. Similarly, Shanti is not is the result of some transformation. Like silence is not the result of some change. Similarly, peace, the Shanti, Anandam is not the result of some change. Whereas man experiences Anandam in the form of thoughts. We do experience, when you love an object, and if you have the hope of achieving it, there is some degree of happiness. Imperceptible, even though it's not very pronounced. But if you think there is an object which I like, but it is within my reach. Desire with a hope of achievement, hope creates a degree of happiness. This hope is what is called Priya in life. But it is in the form of a thought. When I entertain hope, I feel a degree of happiness. And then slowly what I hope to achieve, when I achieve it, my happiness increases as it were. I become a little more happy. That is called a moda. Moda means the enhanced happiness, the happiness born of achieving a thing. The first is hope of achieving. The hope of achieving what I like is Priya. And the sense, and then achieving it. When you achieve it, you entertain the thought that I have achieved. So let us call it the thought of having achieved the object. The thought of having achieved the object also makes us very happy. At least more happy than the whole. That is called a moda. And if it is still outside, I always feel I want to enjoy it. When I enjoy it, I eat it, I use it on myself. This is called pramoda, when I use it. That is the maximum happiness man can gain through thoughts. Priya, moda, pramoda. Within this priya there is endless gradation. Within this moda there is endless gradation. Within this pramoda there is endless gradation. But still it is limited. It's a size. And once it is a size, a measurable size, then its gradation is endless. Amazing thing. How the sages used to think like this. We call them just ancient people, my God. Their thinking is perfect. Any size has gradation. So, like a pebble is a size. It can be bigger. This is called gradation. A pebble can be bigger, and then a small mountain, bigger mountain. But the size, you can't say a size is only this much, no further. Only the truth can be thus far, no further, not the size. The infinite cannot have an extension. The size can always have extension. There is always room for growth, for improvement in a size. And wherever there is room for improvement, it is limited. Where there is no room for improvement, where there is no need for improvement, that is infinite. You can't really enhance the truth. You can know the truth. You can't stretch the truth. Therefore, human happiness is only this much. He can't hope for more. See the secret of depression. I entertain hopes. They give me a size of happiness, a measure of happiness. I achieve them. They also give me a bigger measure of happiness. And then when I enjoy them, they also give me still a bigger measure of happiness. But a bigger measure is still limited. And what we want is the unlimited. The size makes me irritated. Size is a constant irritation. Where the size resolves, there is only absolute. There I have no problem. That is why in sleep, where in sleep the size resolves. This individuality is a size. This body is a size. This mind has a given size. Your financial position also has a given size. However big it is still a measurable size. The measurable, anything that is measurable is limited. Anything that is measurable is also comparable, can be compared with something. And what we want is not the measurable. What we want is not something that can be compared. What we want is the unlimited, because the unlimited, the size free, is what the self wants. Every living being wants. You see, the food meets my need for survival. The food meets my need for survival. The elements meet the elements, the creation meets my needs for survival, but the creation cannot meet my need for fullness. I am not only in need of survival, I am in need of absolute happiness, peace. I want to be peaceful and I want to be aware of that state. I want to be peaceful and be aware of that fact. I want to be peaceful and be aware of existence. This is called Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat, I want to be. Ananda, I want to be peaceful. And Chit, I want to be aware of it. I don't want to believe that I will be happy and I will be all that. I want to be aware of the fact of my existence and the fact of my peaceful existence. Therefore, no science can satisfy a person. Dissatisfaction, the reason for dissatisfaction is spiritual place. It is not the flaw of a given individual. No flaw of a given individual is the flaw of an individual. It is a ramification, it is the result of self-ignorance. Bahut badi baat hai ji. Even Ravana's flaw, every flaw stems from self-ignorance. Every dissatisfaction, let us now confine ourselves to the dissatisfaction. Whatever I get, for a little while I am happy I have got it. This reaction of happiness is nothing but in comparison to the struggle I went through for the last 10 years. अभी आया है तो थोड़ा बहुत कुछ एक दो दिन के लिए होगा. That's it. You see, a sudden, what you have been struggling for the last 10 years, suddenly there is, you get it. हाथ में आ गया, तब तो थोड़ा खुश होगा, खीर वगैरह बनेगा आज दिन, बस उतना ही है. Then afterwards it's not over. Then you say, look for something else. Dissatisfaction is not human weakness. Dissatisfaction is born of self-ignorance. If dissatisfaction is my mistake, if dissatisfaction were a human weakness, if dissatisfaction were a human shortcoming, I mean, as a human being, he can overcome it. But no shortcoming can be really completely overcome. You can only work upon it a little, and then a little relief, and again it comes back. Why? Because all these shortcomings, they are symptoms of the inner problem called self-ignorance. I don't know. I am not aware of my actual nature. I remain the truth, but I don't understand it. It's like having the wealth but being ignorant of the kind of wealth you have. It's like having the wealth, but I don't know what kind of wealth I have. This is called the self-ignorance. Therefore, the shortcomings are not born of. They are not human shortcomings, they are the results of self-ignorance. That is why even anger, for example, it is born of self-ignorance. Even though we think it is a shortcoming, you try to control it. But how much can you control your anger? How much? You can't make anger impossible within you. Anger is impossible inside the truth, but anger is always possible within a mind. Anger is always possible. You may control, but its seed is always there. As long as the seed is there, it can germinate any time. Therefore, human effort cannot make him perfect. He cannot perfect himself by his effort. He can make an effort to understand the truth, and that understanding of the truth liberates him from all problems. It is the sight of the truth that liberates him from illusions, impulses, etc. Therefore, despite Priya, despite Moda, despite Pramoda, despite all these various kinds of happiness, the dissatisfaction continues. Why? Priya is a size of happiness, it is just a negatable size. Moda is a negatable size, and Pramoda is a negatable size. And any negatable size is not the answer, because our desire is in keeping with our nature. This is what we have to understand in life. We cannot desire something which is not a part of our nature. It's not possible. It is not possible to entertain a desire. It is not possible to desire for something which is not a part of our nature. If I want existence, that is my nature. If I want peace, that is my nature. If I want security, that is my nature. I can't desire something which is not our nature. Therefore, desire is sacred. Desire is sacred. Why do we think desire? Because every desire is for happiness. Desire for happiness is sacred. It is in conformity with the nature. I want to be happy is sacred. I want to be peaceful is sacred. I want to be free is sacred. I want to be secure is sacred. Why? Why it is sacred? Because it conforms to one's nature. That is, anything that conforms to the nature of the truth is sacred. Then what is not sacred? To think that I will be happy through this object is unsacred. If I get little more money, I will be happy. That is unsacred. If I get this, I will be happy. That I want to be happy is sacred. But that happiness I will get from the object is unsacred. Yes. That is why I want to connect this point to an anecdote. You know, Prajapati had two kinds of sons. Some are Devatas and some are Rakshasa. Ram and Ravan have the same ancestry. Hey Rama. All the peace-loving people and the terrorists have the same ancestor. Parameshwara is the same ancestor. Bhagavan is the same source. All of us have the same ancestor. And he is eternal. And he never dies. Therefore, mundan karne se koi fayda nahi. Because when somebody dies, we do mundan. Mundan is allowed only for the sannyasis, all right. Because Ishvara is always alive. Why do you have to mundan be? Anyway, now, just as both the Asuras, Danavas and Devatas have the same source, the sacred desire and the unsacred desire both stem from the same mind, same jiva. That I want to be happy is sacred, yes. Love for happiness is sacred. Love for peace is sacred. Love for freedom is sacred. Love for comfort is sacred. What is wrong in that? Love for existence is sacred. Love for living is sacred. But that well-being of happiness, peace, freedom, etc. lies in a given object. That conclusion is unsacred. Therefore here Bhagavan says, the Priya, Moda, Pramoda capture the topic. We have gone here and there a little. The hope of achievement gives me little happiness. The sense of achievement gives me a little happiness, called moda, and enjoying it, eating it up, using it on myself. That also gives me some happiness. This object-born sense of happiness is called Anandamaya. Anandamaya means the happiness felt by me through the sense of achievement, objects. This is called Vishayanandam. It is obvious. People do become Anandam because of Vishaya. It's called Vishayanandam. Travel makes you happy, Vishayanandam. And then you have a good, can you make it a little more? It's not very comfortable with this. Today is something wrong with the mic. Kuch to hai. So, ठीक है. So, traveling is happiness. Is it Brahmanandam or Vishayanandam? Great. You get a nice room in a 5-star hotel. What is it? Vishayanandam. And you place an order for excellent lunch, palak paneer, whatever. What is it? Vishayanandam. When you are placing an order itself, you are so happy. When it comes, you are so happy. When you enjoy it, you are so happy. This is all Vishaya. This human, inside the creation, every jiva lives on Vishayanandam. Human beings use all their wealth only on Vishayanandam. And this Vishaya, this search for this Anandam, the only Anandam that they want, what they want is unlimited Anandam, but what is available is only Vishayanandam, and man goes after Vishayanandam. Vishayanandam is, the search for Vishayanandam is not conclusive. Register this sentence. The search for Vishayanandam is endless, is inconclusive. Any inconclusive search is painful. Anything inconclusive is painful. You always want to conclude. Supposing, there is life, lot of breathing, lot of struggling, action, duties, etc. Supposing a person has endless 1,000 years, 2,000 years life, it becomes almost inconclusive. You don't like it. You don't like it. In fact, after some time you get tired of embodiment, I'm telling you. Love is for existence, love is not for embodiment. Amazing truth. That is why after some time when you go past 70, 80, you have lived enough. You really want to leave the form. You want to conclude really. That doesn't prove that he has no love for existence. He only gets tired of a bondage. Like you go to sleep, just allow to be free from fatigue. I don't want to go through this fatigue, this tiredness. Therefore, the love is not for embodiment, the love is for existence. The love is for eternity of existence. Love is not for the body. As long as we think my existence is the body, so long the body has borrowed love. Body feels the borrowed love. See? My love for the body is not intrinsic. My love is only for existence. But when I think my existence is synonymous with my body, then I say I love the body. There is no extra love. In fact, beyond the love for happiness, you don't have any additional love for anything. Really. In addition to love for existence, there is nothing else. In addition to love to be and love, in addition to the love to be, the love to be peaceful, the love to be aware, man can't entertain love. It's like you can't entertain a desire over and above infinity. Can you entertain a desire? Amazing, Ji. Therefore, our love is not for embodiment. That is why many people very happily leave the body. Not only that, when the pain becomes too much, you say, I want to be free from the pain of it, leave it. It doesn't mean really, in order to be free from the pain, listen to this sentence very well. It doesn't mean that in order to be free from pain, he is renouncing existence. You can't renounce existence, you renounce for existence. You can't renounce existence. Renouncing the body is not renouncing existence. It is renouncing the body for peaceful existence. I want to be peaceful. I want to be free from this pain. I want to be free from pain. I want to be free from pain. He may not have understood what is that being, but the love is always for being. The love is not for. There is no love not to be. There is love only to be. Love to be. Therefore, one is Anandam, the other is Anandamaya. Jiva always depends upon Anandamaya. And the search for this Anandamaya, the search for Vishayanandam is inconclusive. And anything that is inconclusive is painful because it tires you. Today you get some, you work for something, you enjoy it, that's over. Yesterday's pleasure is gone. And today I have to get new pleasures, new happiness. There is a new food, new everything. Every day you ask, how do you like samsara to a person who cooks food for you every day? Every day you have to clean the kitchen, and every day in the morning you have to wash the utensils. Every day you have to again cut the every day. Oh my God, every day. Working for something is real samsara. Karma is samsara. Karma, that is why. Technically, karma, to act and to achieve and to it is inconclusive. Actions are inconclusive. The desire for the objects is inconclusive. The desire for Vishayananda is inconclusive. Whereas the nature of the Atma is Anandam. Anandam means it is not Anandamaya, it is Anandam, means by nature it is. It is like, when you make the water hot, it is Anandamaya. But the fire is hot by nature. Water is hot by a situation. Water is hot by a situation. Fire is hot by nature. See the difference between Anandam and Anandamaya. Fire is hot by nature. Our being is Anandam by nature. Whereas, as identified with the body, living with the thoughts, I always look for situational ananda. The situational ananda is what is called Vishayananda. Are you able to follow? Situational. I have given you the background, Ji. In the light of this background, you decide. The Shruti says, the Sutrakara Vedavyasa, Bhagavan says, Anandamaya. Truth is Anandamaya. Why? Abhyasat. It is constantly mentioned so all over the Shruti. Now here Anandamaya, should we take it as Anandamaya, Vishayanandam or Anandaha? Is truth Anandamaya or Anandaha? Anandaha. Why? The nature of the truth is not Anandamaya. The nature of the truth is Anandamaya. It means situational. Vishayananda means Anandamaya. Swarupananda means Anandam. Therefore, how do we interpret it? Anandamaya. So the meaning is, the source of the universe is Anandam. Therefore it is Chetanam. See the connection. Be analytical. If you have analytical mind, you will be a very blissful person in life, I am telling you. Analysis is much more enjoyable than enjoying. Eating and drinking. Analysis. समझना, बातों को समझना. कितनी अच्छी तरह से लोग बता के चले गए हैं. The source of the universe is Anandam. Therefore it is Chetanam. Therefore the source of the universe is Chetanam, not matter. Therefore science can never arrive at the source. Why? They play with matter. Their entire analysis pertains to the realm inside matter. They can't jump out of matter. They can't peep behind matter. In order to peep behind matter, you have to peep behind the senses. And what makes you peep behind the senses is not science. What makes you peep behind the senses is the Shastra. Because the whole science depends upon the sense data. And therefore, for the material growth, science is all right. For the inner enlightenment, you require Shastra. For inner happiness, for inner peace, for inner growth, science cannot make you a happy person. Science can make you a very rich person, very comfortable person. Science can create an organized society. Science can create a lot of, it can bring heaven onto the earth. Science can give heaven, can bring heaven on the earth. But even the person in heaven can have hell inside. Yes. That is why many people in heaven, they also have problems. Look at Indra. Indra is the Prime Minister of heaven. He fell in love with Ahalya. There was a simple sage who had a wife, good-looking wife, and that joker all the way. Think of that, from heaven setting eyes on a poor sage's wife. Not done, ji. Acha nahi. That means what? You can't come out of the unhappiness, the depression, the inner lack. You can't get out of the inner lack without Brahma Vidya. Did you hear this sentence? You cannot come out of inner lack. The outer lack can be removed by science. Yes, science is a pramana siddham. Anything. In fact, pramana always, when I follow pramana, it has its blessings to give me. Therefore here, Anandamaya Abhyasa. Where is the Abhyasa? So thus we are in need of science, we are in need of Vedanta. Now the modern trend is very, very interesting. He says science is everything, therefore we don't need Shastra. Another person says Shastra is more greater, therefore we don't need science. It is like saying, eyes are everything, I don't need ears. Ears are everything, I don't need eyes. I need eyes to see, I need ear to hear. We need to think scientifically for living. I need to think as per the Shastra. Look at myself, to understand the truth about myself. Therefore, Anandamayaha. The source of the universe is Chetanam because it is also described to be Anandam. And therefore Anandam means Anandam is the nature of the truth. Anandamaya is Vishaya Ananda. Itna to pakadi. And Shruti always describes the truth as Anandam. How? Anandamaya Abhyasa. Now see. Rasagga khevayam labdhvanandi bhavati. A person having gained, having understood the essence of one's being, he becomes happy. Having understood the essence of the universe, he becomes happy. Till then, he only thinks he is happy. For a few minutes he becomes happy, temporary. This is one sentence. Rasagga khevayam labdhvanandi bhavati ko khevanyat ka pranyat. Who would have survived but for happiness? You see, in every pleasure there is Anandam. It is that Anandam, for that Anandam, it is that Anandam that makes man live. Supposing he doesn't feel that Anandam in eating and drinking and seeing and tasting and touching and smelling and interacting, jane mein, aane mein kuch to Anand hai. It is only that Anandam that sustains man. Supposing you are doing all in seeing, in hearing, in tasting and touching and smelling, in eating, drinking, if there is no Anandam, if it becomes simple actions, not Anandam, nobody would be interested in living. Yes. Are you able to follow this point? All activities do have some Anandam. When you go for a drive, there is Anandam. And therefore, nobody can live without Ananda. Even though we think nobody can live without food. But even if a person has a lot of food and a lot of comforts, etc., but while enjoying them, if he doesn't have the Anandam, then he won't be interested in them. I am interested in pleasures because they gave me some Anandam. Therefore, here the Shruti says, there would be no interest in living without the Ananda. Yesha khevanandayati ko khevanyat ka pranyat. Then, yadesha akasha anando nasyat yesha khevanandayati. That which is by nature Anandam alone can make others happy. Meaning the one who is happy can make others happy. So if Brahman is Anandam, it is that Brahmanandam that as though manifests in the form of Vishayanandam. Vishayanandam is not parallel to Brahmanandam. Like wave is not parallel to water. Or I would say, wave is not parallel to oceanic water. Bubble is not parallel to oceanic water. It's a manifestation of the same oceanic water. And therefore, similarly, Vishayanandam is the manifestation of the same Ananda. It's not different. And therefore, what makes people happy is Brahmanandam. Brahmanandam manifesting itself as Vishayanandam makes people happy. And there, in this manner, all over the Shruti, it goes on being repeated. The Shruti emphasizes everywhere that it is the Anandam that is the interest in living. It is the Anandam that is the nature of the truth. See, this prevents us from making mistakes in our thinking. If truth is by nature Anandam, and if Anandam is the nature, and then it has to be consciousness. And if it is Chetanam, then it has to be myself. Anandam brings you, the definition of the truth as Anandam brings you back to yourself. Oh, badi baat hai. The definition of Anandam as the definition of the truth as Anandam, if we dwell on the truth, if it is Anandam, it should be myself. Why? Because Anandam cannot be a property of an object matter. It should be myself. And actually Anandam is not unfamiliar to us. We all experience Anandam. In sleep, it is Anandam. There is no Vishaya, but then it is peaceful. Don't say there is no thought. Anandam, thought is not a part of Anandam. Thought is not a part of Anandam. Memory is not a part of Anandam. You are peaceful there. After waking up, you entertain a thought about it. The thought entertained in the waking state is not a part of the Sushupta Anandam. But the Anandam is independent of, the Sushupta Anandam is independent of the thoughts that you entertain about it inside the waking. Its availability is not proved through its memory. Memory is facilitated by its presence. Memory doesn't prove the existence. Existence facilitates pratyabhijna. Did you follow this point? Memory doesn't prove a fact. A fact facilitates memory. But I had a dream is a memory. My memory doesn't prove its existence. That I had, my experience of the dream facilitates memory. बहुत ही बड़ी बात है जी. The dream experience facilitates a dream memory. Not a dream memory proves the dream experience. And therefore, Anandam, we are not unfamiliar to Anandam. Anandam is a known thing. Anandam is a known thing. It is not unknown to us. If Anandam were unknown, we would not have looked for it. You see, I am going to introduce one more sentence. So try to follow this. It's very, very nice. You see, we search for fullness because that is our nature. We search for fullness because we are familiar with it. Not only it is our nature, it is experienced nature. That is what I mean. It is not a nature unevident, it is evident, it is experienced but unrecognized. Like the 10th man, he experiences his existence, but he doesn't know. Like the keys, I am having it in my hand. The keys are there in my hand, but I don't recognize. So here, what we need to understand is, reality is very much within experience, but it is not recognized. Therefore, the sadhana, the effort should not be to experience the truth. The effort should be to recognize, yes, I am already that. Therefore, anyway, happiness is not, neither it is remote, nor are we unfamiliar with it. It is something that we are familiar. And therefore, Anandamayaha Abhyasat, the whole sutra means, the truth is Anandam. Why? Because all over the Shruti, the truth is defined not as Anandamaya. All over the Shruti, the truth is defined as Anandam, 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 Anandam. What if, then why not we take Anandamaya also? No, Anandamaya is Vishayanandam. Anandam is Swarupanandam. इसका बहुत एनालिसिस है, a lot of discussion which clarifies, it gives only light, throws light on the whole thing. This we will see when we come back from the vacation. Okay. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vadishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So what should you do now? Have a vacation, and during the vacation what are you going to do? Swamiji, during the vacation we will get depressed. No, please don't get depressed. Because we have no, especially those who are studying Vedanta have no reason to get depressed. Because the truth is the topic, deep. Truth is the topic, really. Don't take it lightly. When you are a student of the truth, there is no reason to get depressed on what? Look after your health and enjoy. Live with the creation, look at the sky, go for walking, drink a lot of water, and day and night, just you can be aware of the topic that is. Just be with the idea that I am a subject, not the object. This much you think, enough. I am the subject of the appearance. This whole thing presents to me. I don't present myself to anybody. Don't say that I am also an object. No, we are not one of the details of the creation. We are not one of the details. Every detail presents itself to you. Only think in terms of the subject-object, total dissimilarity. It's like seeing the dissimilarity between the diamond and the pebble. It's like seeing the dissimilarity between the light and darkness. You don't have to do anything. Entertain, repeat the word subject. It will do the magic. I am the conscious subject and everything else is the object. This much. You don't have to do any sadhana. Think about the distinction between, the glorious distinction between the status of being the subject and the object. It's like seeing the distinction between, the glorious distinction between being water and a form. And enjoy your vacation Vedanta is not only meant to know the truth, ultimately. It is meant to help you enjoy the journey of existence, the journey of life. You should enjoy the journey of life, and it should culminate in the understanding of the truth. That is the Vedanta, please. Don't think हमको अब वेदांत भी पढ़ना पड़ता है. Don't say like that. बहुत कुछ हो गया, मेरे को वेदांत भी पढ़ना पड़ता है. और आजकल तो स्वामी जी कोर्स कर रहे हैं, थोड़ा संस्कृत भी पढ़ना पड़ता है, तो कंठस्थ भी करना. मतलब क्या क्या करूं? Don't really do that. We don't deserve. Vedanta Vidyarthis don't deserve to be depressed. I am telling you. Even sitting under a tree. The topic should liberate you from all samsara, I am telling you. Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Mudeshyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, thank you. We are going to have, we will restart the classes from the 20th of October.